Reef DVM's coming at you with an update of kind of what we do with some of the produce that comes through the farm. We technically freeze dry it. We have a harvest right freeze dryer. And I'm going to show you kind of the assembly and setup. This is how it actually arrived on the farm. If you notice, there is snow on the ground, quite a bit of it. And the reason is because I didn't actually want to put out a video on this until I truly knew it worked. And worked to the standards that I wanted. This is actually how it arrived. You know, my business as a veterinarian can use this machine. The farm here can use this machine. This is a really nice tool to have. But based on previous reviews, I understood that the company was really helpful in getting through their, pump difficulties and the setup difficulties and so forth. But it made me nervous to just buy it and put out a review on it. So I decided I was going to break this in for a while, like quite a while. So I shot the video, and then I've been using it ever since. And I can honestly tell you, I'm very, very, very pleased with it. I put it in the area of our shop where we do a lot of our butchering, right next to a great big dehydrator, and I bought a stand, and as you can see, I put the pump next to it, and the assembly is pretty easy. Basically, you uncrate it, you plug in these, a couple cords on the back side here, and one is for the pump and one's for the freeze dryer itself. And then you bring in this big kind of corrugated nylon tube, hook the pump up, which is essentially just, two different pieces. And then it's fill it with oil. They send you the first, quart of oil. From there, you got to invest in your own oil. And obviously, it's vacuum pump oil. I buy mine at Tractor Supply. They have vacuum pump oil because of the dairies in my area. Big dairies tend to use a lot of vacuum pump oil. And then you fill it up. When you're filling it up, it feels like it's taking forever, but really it fills up quite quickly. As you notice, there's an oil level on it. You just gotta kind of watch that so you don't overfill it. I wanted to show you some of the different things we put in it. For us on the farm, we like to do our rutabagas. I love doing cherry tomatoes, and I pack these trays a lot more. But for the sake of this video, I'm not going to overdo the yogurt clusters or the tomatoes or the rutabagas, so that way you can see how it actually looks when it comes out. The freeze dryer, this particular one does 5 trays. I'm just going to do 3. Energy efficiency is kind of a funny thing with a freeze dryer. The more moist food you put in it, and then the more you fill it, the longer it takes, the more energy it uses. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Sometimes when you've got really moist things, doing just a few trays will actually get it through you faster, and you can turn around quicker within a 2-day period. Because basically what you're going to do is you're going to put them in, turn it on, and as you saw, it's going to freeze, and then it's going to warm a little bit, and then it's going to do a final dry, and it's going to take that frozen product and basically vaporize the water out of it. And then when you're done, you're essentially just going to open up the air valve on it and let air back into it because it's got a pressure on it. And that's going to suck air back into it and release the vacuum so you can open up the door. If there is any moisture in there, it's going to drain out into that pail on the floor. And the machine does have a defrost on it too, so you can actually defrost it if you need to. But this is me opening it up. There's this nice little pillow in front to keep it insulated. And then basically this is what it looks like when it's done. The food essentially looks the same. It's just very light because it doesn't have any water weight to it. And has a somewhat crispiness to it. Not like the yogurt drops. We'll just throw those in a Ziploc bag and eat those within days. As far as the tomatoes, we just throw those in a glass jar and, toss them into salads as need be. And the rutabagas, I'll show you, we'll vacuum seal those up at times, but most of the time we don't vacuum seal them. We just put them with a little oxygen packet into the Mylar bags and, seal it up, and it's good for a couple of years. Don't have to refrigerate them or anything, which is great. You might notice too that you can see these silicone mats that are on the bottom of these trays. They are an added-on product that you can order. When I first started using the machine, I did not use those, and I was constantly working to clean the trays, especially after things like yogurt and stuff, apples and yogurt and different types of citrus fruits. They kind of stick to the bottom of the trays as they freeze dry up, and they leave sometimes a little bit of sugar residue. So I'd rather not have that. So I do use the silicone mats, and I use them a lot. As you can see, they come off the mat quite easy. These yogurt drops are very light. They're fluffy. You can actually break them. Just wanted you to see that so you can see how different that is than when it's in the liquid form. The tomatoes, it's the same way. We just take these, little cherries and split them in half so they dry out nice. They're somewhat, I would not say hard, but very, very firm and light. But again, a little bit of salad dressing on them, and they hydrate right back up. Or heck, you can throw them in the dry state sometimes. The rutabagas do have to be cooked. They have to be rehydrated and cooked to work, but it works out really good. So again, once we got the products out, it was just a matter then of getting them bagged up. These are the bags we use. You can get these from Harvest Right, but you can buy any bag like this. Amazon sells them online. There's a bunch of companies that do. We fill it up with the quantity that we want. Our freeze dryer comes obviously with a sealer, which is kind of a nice little gift they give you. I'm not saying it's anything grand, but it certainly does work. You just push it down, wait till the light goes off, and then you pull it back out, and hey, your bag is sealed up. You're ready to go. It's a nice way of storing. Toss this on the shelf, and it's up and going. Appreciate you watching, folks. Please like and subscribe to support our channel. We'll keep putting out great videos like this. But I give it a 2 thumbs up. This freeze dryer's been working for us now for close to a year, and we use it weekly, and it's been doing great. Thank you for watching, folks.